The day I watched my private property sign float past me like a lost Titanic survivor, I knew Karen had finally lost her mind. I stood at the edge of my creek, boots half sunk in mud, holding the dripping laminated sign Karen had ripped out of the ground. My creek. My deed-protected, lawyer-blessed, fish-approved slice of peace. And there she was. Karen, mid-50s HOA president, sunglasses so big she looked like she owed the paparazzi money, lounging in a folding chair with Connie and Deb like they were on vacation, Bluetooth speaker playing soft jazz, cooler beside them, fishing rods dipped straight into my water like they'd paid rent. "Oh, hey, Yarden," Karen said sweetly. "We voted to make this a community creek." I blinked. "You voted to steal my land?" Connie snorted. "It's just water." So I held up my laminated deed copy like a holy scroll. "This water is mine from the bridge to the old oak." Karen waved her hand. "Don't be dramatic. We've been enjoying it for weeks." Weeks. That word echoed in my head louder than their jazz playlist. I turned around without another word, walked straight back to my house, opened my laptop, and pulled up the Creek camera feed. What I saw next made my jaw hit the keyboard. Karen wasn't just trespassing, she was renovating. Chainsaws, gravel bags, a rope swing, kids splashing, beer cans, my dogwood tree getting murdered in HD. That was the moment I stopped being a homeowner and became a problem. Karen builds a resort. I sat at my kitchen table watching footage like I was binging the world's dumbest crime documentary. There was Karen, same sunglasses, same clipboard, sawing down my dogwood tree like she was auditioning for Lumberjack Gone Wild. Two HOA board guys dragged the trunk to the creek and turned it into a bench. Next clip, they returned with gravel, dumping it all over my creek path like they were paving the Las Vegas Strip. Then came the rope swing. They tied it to my sycamore tree and invited half the neighborhood kids to splash around while Karen supervised with a hard seltzer like she was the mayor of Delusionville. I called my friend Monica, a former county prosecutor turned real estate attorney. She watched one clip and said, "Yarden, that's criminal trespass, vandalism, endangerment of minors, and illegal land alteration." Translation: Karen had accidentally committed the HOA version of Grand Theft Auto. I also called the sheriff. By mid-afternoon, Deputy Harris stood in my backyard staring at the footage with his mouth half open. "So let me get this straight. They cut your tree, installed structures, invited children, and brought beer." "Don't forget the jazz," I said. He nodded slowly. "Sir, you want to press charges?" "Yes," I said so fast I almost sprained my neck. 2 days later, the citations hit like a meteor. Over $15,000 in personal fines, not HOA money, their own pockets. The neighborhood went feral. People I'd never met showed up with pies, complaints, and screenshots of bogus HOA fines. That's when I realized Karen hadn't just messed with me. She'd messed with everybody. And the quiet guy by the creek had just become the neighborhood's favorite superhero. By the weekend, the HOA board was sweating bullets. Karen, Connie, Deb, Gilbert, they had underestimated one thing: a homeowner with cameras, a lawyer, and neighbors who actually talked. Monica went to the emergency HOA meeting armed like a courtroom gladiator. Each board member received a folder packed with footage of their creek escapades, sheriff's reports, DEQ warnings, and evidence of their lack of jurisdiction over my property. Karen turned the color of fermented cranberry juice. Gilbert resigned faster than a teenager doing chores. Deb and Connie fumbled excuses, blaming each other for everything from rope swings to rose bushes. By Monday, the sheriff's office was back, citing community trespass, illegal land alteration, and endangerment. Fines totaled over $15,000, their personal money, not HOA funds. It was poetic justice served neat with a twist of karma. I spent the next few days restoring the creek, planting a new dogwood sapling, and adding extra cameras. Nature was reclaiming its territory, but this time it had backup. At the next neighborhood potluck, I didn't plan to speak until Karen showed up. She opened her mouth to lecture the crowd, and I simply held up the folders. "These are your fines, pending lawsuits, and proof you've been acting outside your authority," I said. Whispers rippled like a creek current. The state HOA Oversight Board opened an investigation. Subpoenas flew, emails leaked, fraud, misappropriated funds, and forged permits came to light. Karen and Gilbert eventually faced charges. Deb followed shortly after for her platform stunt on county land. The HOA charter was dissolved, and the best part, the neighborhood became a team. Everyone pitching in, everyone reclaiming their space. Quiet earned peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're enjoying this sweet revenge saga. Just when I thought the creek had returned to peace, a certified letter arrived from the county tax assessor. A blurry aerial photo showed a wooden platform, not on my land, not HOA land, but county greenbelt, and somehow Deb had signed a permit using my parcel number. Identity theft, HOA style. I called Monica immediately. This is fraud, real prosecutable fraud, she said, calm but sharp. Within hours, the county provided drone footage. There it was, four workers in high-vis vests building a community observation platform, bolts gleaming, boards lined up, all while using my lot number as a cover. I drove straight to the site, photos in hand, and called Deputy Harris. Within the afternoon, county reps and the sheriff inspected the platform. They confirmed it, illegal construction on public land using forged documents. Deb was arrested quietly before sunrise in her robe, screaming about a misunderstanding. Connie got picked up in Raleigh 2 days later. Monica uncovered the financial paper trail. Reimbursements labeled environmental upgrades matched exactly the platform's materials. The HOA had tried to disguise misappropriation with forged permits. Felony level fraud, conspiracy, you name it, they did it. Within 72 hours, the observation deck was dismantled. Native plants restored. Volunteers planted willows to repair the runoff. The new HOA stewardship group issued public statements, froze fines, and reassessed every policy. Boundaries were clarified, funds secured, and the rogue HOA dissolved completely. I walked the creek path one evening, now quiet, leaves rustling, water trickling, nothing but earned peace. Nature had reclaimed what was borrowed, and for once, revenge was sweet, justice was public, and the neighborhood finally felt like home. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. The creek taught us. Never underestimate the quiet ones and never let anyone steal your peace.